Hello fellow woodworkers and welcome to the Bolton Arena. In this week's 10-minute tool review, we're going to be checking out the Tool Live show, and also I'll be telling you a little bit more about this. Roll the intro. So fellow woodworkers, for this week's 10-minute tool review, I thought we'd do something slightly different. So I popped along to the Professional Builder Tool Fair, which also included Professional Builder Live. It was held at the Bolton Arena, which is just outside the Manchester City Centre. And I popped along to have a look at what a professional tool fair is like. I've never been to one. The only sort of event I've ever been to in my woodworking career is obviously Maker Central, and you can see those two videos. I'll put a link to them in description. So I went along to see what it was like. Now, obviously I'm not a professional builder, so I did sort of blag my way in a little bit and use my YouTube channel as the reason for being there. And when I was there, I had a really fantastic look around, and I'll talk you through the different things that I saw. But in particular, I had a very, very interesting discussion with the people at SawStop, which we'll come onto in the middle of the video. Obviously, being a fair, there were loads and loads of freebies. I didn't pick up too many, but I got a couple of interesting products, this being one of them, which is AC90. This is actually a free sample. They like me so much they gave me 3 of them. But basically, this is an equivalent to the well-known lubrication brand with a very similar design. In fact, this company used to make WD-40 about 30 odd years ago, the sales guy was telling me, and now they make this. Now, why this is interesting is it's biodegradable. Hopefully you can see that on there without too much shining. It does exactly the same as WD-40, but it's obviously biodegradable, which means it's much, much better for the environment. So that was very interesting. Obviously, I got the mandatory carpenter's pencil. This was from Tusk Bond. I also got this shirt as part of going, and these are always great, these freebies. This shirt is actually really nice. It's very sort of stretchy. It's almost a bit like a running shirt. And I got this Segan or Segan, however you pronounce that, beanie hat. So I did pick up some really, really good freebies. And at the end of this video, I'm going to let you know whether I think it's worth you going, particularly if you have any sort of business or if your woodworking hobby is something where, you know, you potentially sell things. So let's have a look at what I found when I walked around. So fellow woodworkers, I've just arrived at the show. It's at the Bolton Arena, and I'll give you a little bit of a tour. It's the Northern Tool Show, the Tool Fair and Professional Build Live. So we'll have a little wander around, look at all the different stalls. One of the other good things about this show was it wasn't just all tools. There was some really good sort of CPD and training, some of it certified for anyone who was visiting the show, and it was a really interesting mix of things as well. So fellow woodworkers, SawStop have got a stand here. If you saw my video last week, my blog, we talked to have a little bit of a discussion about SawStop. So let's go and have a look, see what they've got. Okay, so SawStop are going to do a demo in 5 minutes. I've just asked if I can film it, and they said I can. So let's see what the machines are like.
It really doesn't matter how much experience you have. We show imagery of like this guy, Dennis, right? Dennis had 20 years of shop experience. One day in his shop, he's doing everything right, and he got a kickback. His push stick broke in 2, and that brought his hand into the blade, right? Lost an index finger and half the thumb. 7 operations, 4 days in hospital, weeks off work, right? In every single demonstration I do, there's always somebody who knows somebody else, or somebody stands up in the audience and it's happened to them. My first comes into contact with the blade, we can detect it, stop it, drop it below the table in less than 5 milliseconds. That's 10 times faster than the airbag in your car. Far faster than you guys could ever possibly react. The blade is spinning at 4,000 RPM, so in order to stop it, we have to absorb 1,000 Gs of force. And it's exactly the same between the smallest compact saw over there, this job site here, or our biggest professional cabin saw. They all use the same technology and the same system. So I've got the blade ridiculously high. Please don't do this at home. I'm not using a blade guard just because I want you to see what happens, right?
So I'm just going to give you a close-up. I know it's a bit difficult, especially with me talking over it, but just look how quickly the blade stops and drops when it touches the sausage. The other thing you can't really tell as clearly on here is how loud it was. It was really deafening. But just watch the action of the blade. Incredibly fast. So this is how you take the replacement, take the cartridge out and replace it. Interestingly, it has data on the cartridge, and if it explodes and you send it to them and it proves that it's protected your finger, they will replace the cartridge for free. If not, it's going to cost you $79.99 for a new one. So after the SawStop stand, that's not easy to say, I went next door to DeWalt, and I have to say, this is the largest selection of DeWalt tools I've ever seen in my life. They had absolutely everything. You know, I've been to Home Depot, all those places, but I think the DeWalt tool they make at the stand, it was great to see them all. And of course, right next door to DeWalt had to be Stanley and Irwin. Stanley, Irwin, DeWalt, Black & Decker, and Craftsman are all owned by the Stanley Black & Decker Corporation. And look, there's a trade lift. They were significantly more expensive here, but they're all owned by the same corporation, so the stands work together. As you'll know if you watch the channel, I wasn't lucky enough to get one of these lifts from Parkside, but I have to say these Stanley ones are incredibly well made. They were really substantial. So one of the other brands I wanted to check out when I was there was Wera. Well, I pronounce it Wera. This is a brand I know a lot about, but I've never actually seen any of the tools up close. I had the chance to handle them, and they had a huge amount on display at their stand. So these are the Wera tools. They're obviously all got show prices, but the one thing I will say is they are really nice quality. They are quite pricey though. So that metal set there, the 28-piece set, 85 quid, but the actual tools themselves are really lovely quality. Right next door to the Wera stand was the HiKoki stand. Again, this was one that I really wanted to check out because I have seen virtually no HiKoki tools at all in my life. HiKoki range of nailers. They come in these really nice boxes here. We've got loads of them. They've got good deals at the show actually, if you wanted to buy one, but they're still quite a lot of money. It's the HiKoki table saw, all their range of products. And of course, the best thing of going to a show like this is the ability to see the full range of products that these companies have, and B, to actually pick them up and be able to hold them and see the quality. This was not something I expected to see today. Metabo stand, and it looks like they've got pretty much all of their stuff. A lot of their tools, and the great things about coming to a show like this is you often don't get to see all of their tools, like, up close and be able to touch them, but the batteries on these Metabos, these 18 volt 5.5 amp hour batteries, are massive. They're absolutely huge, those batteries. This HEPA vac is really interesting. It's £93, but I don't think that comes with the battery, but it's basically a wearable HEPA compact hoover, but again, it's really nice quality. I have to say, I was surprised how large Metabo's collection of tool was. Massive. It's the Metabo saw. Really nice construction. It says it's 389, that saw, but it is really nicely made. And this is all very open, like on my Evolution, there's lots of bits of plastic and stuff. It's really clean, really nice design. So another one of that's their main sort of equivalent to the Festool. Another one of their vacs, shop vacs. And Obviously they have a lot of deals on, all of the stands have got a lot of deals on. And of course the other thing that I should have mentioned is obviously Metabo and HiKoki are both owned by the same company. Koki, I think it's called. So just wandering around the show, there was something for everyone here. If you know electrics is your thing, or if you're more involved in the sort of technical side of all of the building industry, then everything was there for you. It was a really great show, lots of different depth of things. But it wasn't all just the big tool companies and big manufacturers. There were loads of little independent stands here, which was really great. I was also really interested to see Rigid were here, but only with their plumbing tools, which was a bit of a surprise. This is a very popular stand, Stabila. Very busy, their range of levels. I've seen loads of people carrying around these around the show where they've obviously bought them. I don't know this brand. If you do, let me know in the comments what they're like. And the Bosch stand gets my vote as underachieving stand at the show. Not huge amount there, and to be honest it was almost a bit of a half-hearted effort. I know it might be a bit harsh, but just didn't get the feeling they were that invested, Bosch. These are the Bosch sliding mitre saws. I've actually looked at this one a few times. Obviously I've got the Evolution one. Hands down the busiest store was Makita, not just the people there, but the people walking around with Makita boxes in their hand. They even make a cordless coffee maker, Makita. Look at that. £41 plus VAT. Over at the Torsson stand, they were having an active demonstration of their products by hitting them with a hammer, which was quite interesting. Goes to show you though how well made they are, and I have to say these Torsson toolboxes were really good. I really like the look of them. So fellow woodworkers, that is the end of this week's video from the tool fair. Let me know what you thought about the things that I mentioned in the video. In particular, interested to get your thoughts on SawStop and the technology that you will have seen. If this is your first time at the channel, please can I ask you to subscribe, like and comment. If you are a regular viewer, don't forget to like and comment. I'll catch you on next week's edition of The Garage Workshop. Take care, fellow woodworkers.